this week on You Hate to See It, we are joined by a special guest, a friend of mine and teacher of mine from college, Alex Freeman. Hello, Alex, and welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome back, dude.
Yeah, hi.
Great to be here. My favorite part about that introduction is it sounded like Adam forgot my name. Like,
Yeah,
he was about to say it. He was like, "We're joined by."
He
Yeah.
kind of tries to go off
That
a script he writes, but
guy.
also doesn't try to read it. So
here's the real thing. All right, I guess we'll just throw out part of what I was gonna do. This episode was recorded once before. It got fucked up. We're doing it again. After the episode ended, deleted my notes. So
we're just free balling.
We're going in blind this
wild.
time. So
My favorite thing is that he doesn't have notes, so now I can just lie about myself.
yeah, I have your website pulled up, which by the copyrights
and I'm
on
making
it
a Wikipedia
says,
as we go. So
We'll be experts on you at the end of
by
this.
the copyright on your website, I don't think you've updated your website since 2020. So
It has been a minute.
yeah.
My
So-
web designer has been busy.
That's what
It's-
they all say.
It's my wife. Is my web designer.
Anyway, but last time Alex was on, Jeff wasn't here, so this is new information for Jeff. This is great. So, what have you been up to since since college?
I hate this, and I wasn't here first.
I also hate this. I regret
brutal.
everything.
Give us a
should've-
cliff notes about you, and then we'll just talk football for an hour.
Yeah.
I'm a lifelong Detroit Lions fan, which is biography bullet point number 1. I was 2 years old the last time they won a playoff game during the 2008 0-16 season. That was my freshman year of undergrad. I'm just going to give you my life in Lions bullet points.
Okay.
A lot of gaps.
And then as of this year, where, as this episode drops, celebrating having won a Super Bowl.
How is it to have serotonin?
It's incredible.
Is it
me
okay? I
tell
haven't
you.
known what that's like since I was like
I know
7.
Detroit Lions. What if Detroit becomes a good city again? Like it becomes booming, like Ford
Let's
moves
not-
back.
Yeah,
Let's not be hasty with our assessment.
Yeah.
I will say, in defense of the city of Detroit, beautiful city. I
You're wrong.
was there
Very
this
garbage.
past fall for Miguel Cabrera's final 2 home games as a Detroit Tiger, final 2 games as a Detroit Tiger. And so having not been to the city of Detroit in a couple of years at that point, I will say the area around the stadiums has really grown up. It's really nice. There's some good places to stay. There's some great places to eat. If you're looking for a fun getaway weekend in a Rust Belt, forgotten American city, I can recommend Detroit.
We have 2 very different viewpoints. Because would you like to know the only time I've been in Detroit and in downtown Detroit?
Yes, please.
During the riots.
That is a different time to have been. Now, I will say, was there a point when we were walking around on Saturday night of that weekend where there was just a random police checkpoint with a metal detector that we had to go through? Yes. But did that
That's
make
for
me feel
our
safer?
safety.
No, because they just let me walk around it. So,
How is it being in an urban area that has wolves and black bears returning because of the low human population?
it's just nice to see nature
The wildlife.
reclaim the land. Interestingly, okay, so as a lifelong Detroit fan and human,
Lifelong Detroit human.
Thanks for telling us that. I almost forgot.
the history of Detroit is one that has it is a city that has constantly been abandoned, including
For reasons.
going literally all the way back to after the French founded it. So Détroit, as the English were attacking, the very first thing the French did, they were like, "We're just gonna go to Canada. You can have it. We're fine."
Wasn't there a naval battle around Detroit during the Revolution or the War of 1812?
The War of 1812, the only naval battles to occur in the Great Lakes.
It's probably a good thing.
I remember.
That and the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, your two
Whole song about that.
most important shipwrecks and naval battle history.
Always
of the Great
remembered.
Lakes. Adam, are we on the outline? Is this what you intended for the beginning of the episode?
Yeah.
The history
what
of
I thought.
Detroit and and Jeff, you're gonna sing the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald now, right? You're gonna pull up
I just need to find the background noise music for that. Hold on.
The background noise for that.
Gordon Lightfoot's
I feel like
music.
the background noise.
is just a ship going down.
The screams of the damned.
I was thinking background noise of what's happening in Detroit, which is just a lot of hookers getting high on cocaine.
We have a friend who lived in Detroit and like in the nice part of Detroit, and he's like, I heard gunshots every single night.
Please define what part of Detroit that was.
Yeah, you said
He was
and
near
that was
one of the
Canada.
stadiums,
The
right?
the part just after you cross
he
the
was in
border.
Windsor, Ontario was the nice part of Detroit.
He was near one of the stadiums. I can't remember.
He actually
which one.
worked from home in Iowa. Real nice area.
Yeah.
Real nice area. No, I do. I love Detroit. It's a city that has been in literally a state of decline since the 1950s. I've said this I host a Detroit Tigers podcast, which Adam will probably tell you has not dropped an episode since December. It's the off season and I'm very distracted by football right now. But I've said this on that. I think that Detroit is one of the greatest sports cities in America in terms of passion of the fan base. Yeah, well, I mean, honestly though, like
it's the only way to
Are
keep
you-
kids
are
off
you
the streets
above-
is to go to sports games.
Are
out
you
there.
above or below Philly? Like, do you guys burn and flip cars, or are you like a little bit more?
No, they
refined?
flip and then
Well,
burn cars.
to be fair, there hasn't really been much to burn and flip cars about. If we were gonna burn and flip cars about being bad, then that would happen every single week in the NFL for the last 30 years. But true, not usually connected to the football game, the results of the game.
That was on like a Wednesday, completely not football related.
But it's similar to like wanting to see the Baltimore Ravens do well. Like it's a city that has been beat up a lot, has not had Buffalo being a very similar city as well. Although, the Bills should have maybe won a Super Bowl at this point, but
Dude, I don't even want to get.
I'm really
so
tired of
sad
watching
for
the
Josh.
Chiefs win playoff
I'm
games.
so sad for Josh Allen the last like 3 years. Those games are always hard. That fucking kicker, man. Like as much as I don't want to just shit on him, like, man,
That was a bad kick. There was no win.
you're the reason Josh Allen doesn't get a Super Bowl this year.
So Jeff and I learned something fun about the Baltimore Ravens yesterday.
Oh my god, this still pisses me off. I forgot about this.
What, do you have the numbers? I don't remember the numbers.
Lord, they were eating only Uncrustables for like all of
Yeah.
training camp.
oh yeah,
Like,
wild. That
imagine
was
being
wild.
A pro football player, and you come in the morning for your 2 days, and your locker is just stocked full of Uncrustables.
It was in like Slim Jims and
Yeah, like beef
power
jerky and-
bars.
I was like, they literally did not feed them an ounce of real, like, made food in the establishment. It was just they went to a 7-Eleven across the street.
Uncrustables.
Just-
Meanwhile, like another team's feeding them like fresh flown in New Zealand grass fed beef or whatever.
I'm just saying which teams in the AFC Championship game. So
That's what I was saying.
It pisses me off. But
everyone's eating Uncrustables next season.
Yeah.
If that's what makes Lamar the MVP,
they're
everyone's
getting rid of
eating
all of their nutrition
Uncrustables.
crews around the NFL, and it's just going to be whatever the assistant coaches bring in from their gas station run on the morning. It's just, I got a slice of Casey's pizza, and I found some Monster Energy drinks and this bag of sunflower seeds.
This
Yeah,
reminds
it was like 30 bags of sunflower seeds also.
Well, you got to have a snack.
Wild.
Yes, outside of your meal of 10 Uncrustables and 3 Slim Jims.
Look, I don't know about you. I could smash 10 Uncrustables for breakfast.
No, same. Like if
Yeah,
I
that
was
sounds
in
delicious.
high school and my coaches were like, "This is your meal plan for today," I'd be ecstatic. But as an adult, I'm like,
How many Uncrustables does it take for a 350-pound lineman to feel satisfied after an NFL practice.
At least 32.
When you think about that, because like the satisfied versus them hitting their calorie goal for the day, they're going to hit their calorie goal, but they're not going to be satisfied till they're at least double what their calorie intake should be, which is already for a 350-pound person who's like not moving is like over 3,200 calories. So
do you think they only get grape, or do you think they vary like flavors?
Yeah, they only get one kind.
Well, they have to get grape because it's purple.
I don't think I've
Baltimore
ever had a
Ravens,
strawberry uncrustable.
Strawberry jelly freaks me out. So
why?
Okay, wait, hang on. Yeah, we got to unpack that.
Yeah, we need to go.
it scares me.
What? All right, we have to go into that. Why?
I don't know. It scares me. I don't know why. Strawberry jelly freaks me out. It's grape jelly or bust.
Think about strawberry jelly, and while you're thinking about it, what part of it is scaring you? The color red?
No, I think the flavor is too tame for me.
What does that mean?
And the mixture, like the strawberry flavor in jelly form, is not strong enough, and also the combination of strawberries and peanut butter they creep me out. I don't know why.
Do you like jam?
Grape jam.
Not strawberry jam.
No strawberry jam. No.
I just expanded my horizon.
Oh yeah, how do you feel about marmalade?
Never tried it. I did just expand my horizon. I've started having peach jelly because my mom used to live in Atlanta, and she brought back a bunch of peach wine and peach jelly and all this Atlanta crap, and so I just opened up the mason jar of peach jelly. And
for some reason, Desmond Ritter was in her car.
Yeah, and I just started having that with my PB and J's instead, mostly because since my wife and I are pregnant, we are trying to cut some corners in terms of shopping, and I was like, well, I got peach jelly, so I'm not going to go buy grape jelly because I can save that money right now. So
have you considered an Uncrustable where there are no corners?
I've had Uncrustables.
That was a good joke. I didn't laugh because I was thinking about it, but I liked it.
That's a go homer. That joke you're gonna get on your way home.
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I hate it here.
Okay.
What do you think?
That joke's gone over my head, so I don't know what to do now.
Do you think the Detroit Lions are just eating Detroit-style pizza all season?
Ew.
They damn well better be.
Ew.
So cardboard?
Yeah.
Whoa,
Is Detroit style
buddy.
the like square slice,
Hey.
right? Or like
it's square,
thicker
deep
crust.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gross.
Traditionally, you would then also have like a little bit of cold tomato sauce on top of it.
Oh.
But I don't eat it that way, and I don't think but that is like the traditional Detroit style pizza.
That sounds kind of gross.
Yeah.
But go to Little Caesars, get their deep dish. That is Detroit style pizza.
Okay.
All right.
I don't like any deep dish.
What else is Detroit like food?
Before Adam
what
goes
is
on
the
a rant
food?
about how deep dish isn't Chicago style pizza,
There's
I
two
like
different
deep
types
dish
of deep dish
I
in
said
Chicago.
before you go on the rant, I like Chicago deep dish pizza. Adam, you may go.
Chicago style stuffed crust, right?
No, I
Do you know
worked at a
anything
pizza
about pizza,
place.
Jeff?
No, I'm not from here.
I worked at a pizza place, and there was a constant battle of people always asking for the wrong thing of what they want and getting upset. And so there was constantly a learning curve. There's deep dish, and then there's Chicago style deep dish, where deep dish is just the cheese first, like the big crust, the cheese first, then the sauce, and that way that everyone thinks of. Then there's Chicago style deep dish, where it's normal, like it's the sauce first and then the cheese, but it's still deep dish. And a lot of people come in, but yeah, I want Chicago style, and they want regular deep dish pizza. And so we make Chicago style, and that's not what they want. I hated it. I hated doing that.
Okay, so Nick, is Chicago style deep dish your favorite type of pizza?
No, my favorite type of pizza is just normal pizza. Just
like more like a New York slice style.
no, because that's too thin. Like
Okay, all right.
I'm at a really weird I like thin.
Dominant.
I don't like thick crust pizza. I like
Yeah.
I like deep dish and I like thin crust. I do not like thick crust. Which
I'm trying to
is
remember
wild, but there is a difference between all of them.
I think I know what you mean. Like where like the actual part that like all the cheese and stuff is on is thinner, but then like you like the puffier end crust.
Yeah. No, because
You like Rosati's. You like
I
that.
like Rosati's. I like Home Run Inn. Home Run Inn is my favorite pizza, without a doubt.
I don't know if
I
you
think-
remember
I think
this
the
pizza.
the big thick pizza,
Mhm.
like what we had yesterday,
Yeah,
that is too much crust.
that
is
was
too
a lot
much.
of crust.
There was a pizza place in Macomb, Alex. It was right next to the Ritz in that strip mall.
oh my god.
Not Giordano's, because
No,
that's
Oh, really?
Oh, gee, though.
Yeah,
it started with a G. But so like their style of pizza is
Got it.
yeah. I was like, I'm sure you've had
Dos
that pizza
Osmos.
before, but I was like, I don't know if you know Rosati's or Home Run Inn or
Somebody just said
anything.
it.
So
Dos Osmos? Yeah.
Jill Sauce.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that style of
The
pizza.
second best pizza in Macomb. Dos
That
Osmos.
was my favorite pizza in Macomb.
I think Larry's was my favorite pizza in Macomb.
I never had Larry's. My second favorite was Papa John's because you could get 50% off being a Western student. So it
using
was
using a
Jill
code
Sauce
of
Mimosas and
basically
Papa John's.
any organization. Just
Anyone-
type in an organization's
You
name.
could just walk on campus and get 7. So
Yeah, like literally, if you just typed in WIU, it was 50% off, and then if you did any other organization's thing, you got 40% off, and 20% of that goes to that organization. I don't know. I had to do that. I was the president of an organization, and we did that, and we never saw that fucking money that people were giving us. So
Anyone
I don't
else
know what
remember-
can happen to it.
anyone
I
else
often use
remember
code
International
UDT to
Sandwich
promote
Shop?
the university.
yeah.
Oh yeah. ISIS?
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh?
If you abbreviated it, that's basically what it was.
Yeah. They were pretty bad.
Yeah, I was not really impressed.
It was really good if you were super hammered walking back home. Because you're walking down in front of the campus and it's the only thing right there, like on our way to like where our house was on Adams Street. Like you're walking back from a party, it's like, oh hey look, the sandwich shop. And then you go in and you have the most below mediocre sandwich you've ever had.
They lived like the house that we all partied and hung out and stuff, and where Jeff lived was across the street from the main building. Like when they take a picture of like here's Western and it's like the cover
Sherman Hall.
Yeah. Like and
I'm just gonna turn
The
my
building
like,
no one goes to.
yeah, the brick arches and stuff. Yeah,
I took it to
that
Sherman
was-
like 3 times in my 3 years at Western Illinois.
I
It was always
do
to
it
sign my
once.
grad assistantship contract, but so that they would
Yeah.
pay me.
Mm,
That's where
Yeah,
your money was going for your organization.
yeah,
Yeah.
right into Alex's pocket.
Right into my pocket. I had a big kickback scheme with Papa John's in Macomb.
Against your organization.
Yeah.
WIU.
Let me tell you. So I made all my money. Now I'm rich and I'm
Doing
not
this
rich.
podcast.
Yeah,
Shitting on trying to defend Detroit.
If you
Yeah.
could do anything in the world, what would you do? I would go on random podcasts and defend the city of Detroit.
yeah. So, how
Right.
long were you at Western?
3 years. It was a 3-year program. My graduate degree in directing. I was actually only on campus for 2.5 years because I took a semester where I just it was like I don't actually have any classes to take, and my thesis is next semester, so bye. And I didn't stay in Macomb. I went and I took an
And that
acting
was
contract.
your greatest. That was your greatest semester of
Yeah,
grad school.
Yeah, it was great.
Not being in Macomb.
I read
Have
all
you?
of the Peter and the Starcatcher books because that was my thesis show, so I was getting course credit to read children's books. It was great.
I've only read the first, like the half of the first one. It was I think it was when they came out. I was just too young for them, so I was like confused just right off the bat, and I've never
Yeah.
gone back.
I would say 1 through 3 are pretty great. The 4th one is not good.
There was a book, I did finish this one. It was Hook. Like, it was coming out around the same time as that. And the only thing I remember about that book, though, is that he has yellow blood. And that was it.
Shall we talk about that Gene Wilder book that you didn't read?
Yeah, we could do that again.
In my class?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Right.
So Jeff, since you don't know, Alex made us do a book report, and he gave us like a list of biographies and autobiographies to read. And I mean, I'm one of those people. I'm lazy, but I get my work done, and I get my work done well. Like, I try and find the easiest way to produce good quality work. And I didn't really want to read the book. I want to at this point because I love Gene Wilder, but it wasn't at the library the one day I wanted to go check it out. And I was like, fuck this.
Nope.
Well,
It's literally the
Jeffrey?
person who hasn't heard the
Oh,
story.
Hey, buddy. You good?
A keyboard that will just disconnect you from this call. I don't know which one it was, but one of them.
One of them does it.
anyway, yeah, so it wasn't there the one day I
be fucked because I disconnected.
Yeah.
We'll
The
do
one
it all
day
again. It'll be great.
Anyway, so the one day I went to check it out, it wasn't there, and I was like, fuck this, I'm not going to read the book. And I did some research on Gene Wilder, read some synopses of his book, used Wikipedia, which is a great resource. I don't know why people shit on it. And basically pieced together through some research of some other places and wrote my essay, met the bare minimum requirements that I had to meet, and did good enough to pass. I don't know if you even read those essays. Did you?
I did.
No,
I did read them.
You did?
Mostly because I didn't want to read the books either, but I was curious what they were about. So
The heads up, it does say it's recording for someone, right? Because my screen no longer anywhere says that recording is happening.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It also says that
I
we've
don't
been going
think
for a
mine ever
minute
said
20.
that.
So
Anyway.
as long as we don't have to do it a third time.
I don't know what we talk about at that point.
The Super Bowl.
I mean,
The Tigers?
at that point, we will talk about the Lions having won the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Detroit Tigers
I
are
love
leading the
how you
American
think-
League Central, and
Love
how
you're gonna win.
the Detroit Red Wings still exist, and the Pistons have been disbanded as an organization.
What if we swapped out the Pistons and the Red Wings?
I'm down. Get rid of the Red Wings.
Yeah.
I'm a Hawks fan, so fuck
pass.
Detroit in a
Red Wings
such
are-
a
Red Wings are almost back, baby.
No, they're not.
no.
He's
You have
almost
Patrick Kane.
Stop.
You have
yeah.
Patrick Kane, and he's not
Also,
playing right now. So
Fuck you guys for
Almost
that.
back.
yeah, honestly, if I didn't know I could hate the Detroit Red Wings more than I already did, and then Patrick Kane joined your organization, and if I couldn't have, first of all, when Patrick Kane was with the Hawks, I hated Patrick Kane, and I didn't think I could hate Patrick Kane more than I did. And then he went to the Red Wings. It was a
As
huge
someone
thing.
who doesn't hate Patrick Kane, seeing Patrick Kane in a Red Wings jersey made me want to throw up.
Yeah,
I will admit, I don't particularly follow hockey because I took for granted for so long how good the Red Wings were.
Just that they would always
the
make
Yzerman
playoffs.
days. Yeah.
Yeah, just that
Did they
like
make the
for
playoffs for like 30 years?
Yeah.
the first 28 years of my life, the Red Wings were just in the playoffs.
Like, that was just a given.
Yeah.
It's like the Chiefs winning the AFC.
Yep. Patrick Mahomes will be playing for the AFC Championship.
Again,
Fact.
for the 5th year in a row.
7th.
7th?
Yep.
I hate that.
His entire career has not been in an AFC championship game. Just let that
However, I do.
sit. You guys could have had him.
So if
Who
the
did we
Lions,
draft?
Trubisky. You took Trubisky over Mahomes. Mahomes was on the board, and you guys were like, fuck that. Mitchell
There's a
Trubisky.
gun around here somewhere. 1 second.
send us Mitch.
I got one somewhere.
We want Mitch. We want a generational quarterback. Someone the city of Chicago will never forget.
Oh, we don't forget him. Don't worry. We haven't forgot him. Man, I wish we could, but he was here.
He was.
Oh God.
Oh.
Oh, man, makes me miss Rex Grossman.
Shut the fuck up.
And
Giant
I feel like
piece of
we might
shit.
have talked about this in the deleted show.
Legitimately deleted
But
will
I-
not be found anywhere.
Yeah.
I
don't
think
have it.
what happened to the Bears was the absolute worst case scenario this season,
That they existed.
in that they had a good end of the year,
Mm-hmm.
and it was enough to save Eberflus. They're not going to move on from Justin Fields, and they're just going to like toil in again.
It
next
also
year.
sucks because they still have the Panthers' first overall pick,
Yep.
and Marvin Harrison Jr. committed to go back to Ohio State for his senior
Fuck!
year.
Fuck!
So that first pick is most likely just going to be probably the best D end on the table, or maybe an offensive lineman. 'Cause they
Maybe
won't
draft
take-
a running back. Hmm?
No one takes running backs in the first round.
Yeah, I
because their-
know.
Their lifeline is 3 seasons, possibly. Unless it's Derrick Henry somehow.
I would say, except for
re-enters the
Derrick
draft.
Henry, who's like still just having great seasons.
Just the time of his life. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you're a 6'4", 250-pound running back that runs like a 4.4.
What about? Nope, he's probably going back to Michigan. Fuck.
No, he's actually
He's coming
he's
out.
going. No, he's going to the Canadian draft.
Corum?
Yeah, from what I heard. Hold on.
Is there
I live in hell.
is there a professional football thing in Canada? now?
Yeah, CFL is a thing.
Oh,
It's been a thing for a while.
Kind of thing for a while.
gross. Disgusting.
It's weird football too. They play it like the field size is different and like
Yeah.
odd.
So
Oh,
the
but-
50, there's a 50-yard line on each side, and then there's a center line.
They made football look like hockey. It's odd.
But
Yeah, I
their
don't like it.
Oh no,
their
they did.
pre-game speeches are
They did
incredible.
declare for the draft. I don't think anyone's drafting him first overall.
I don't know. I feel like I'm sad that the running back position is dying, unless your name is Christian McCaffrey. It makes me.
I don't
really
know.
sad.
I don't know. A little guy named David Montgomery had a great season for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
You
because
ever-
that's what's
ever-
doing it for you.
Ever heard of David Montgomery? I don't know if
There's
you
a-
remember him.
The
Chicago
NFL
fans.
mock draft they're still claiming that the Bears are going to draft Caleb Williams with the first pick.
Even though he's redeclared.
He did not redeclare.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison is apparently he's going to the Cardinals, but I'm 99% sure he said he's going back for his senior year.
I don't know. I also think that trading away the draft pick isn't a terrible idea, and just fucking walking away with like 6 second-round picks.
You're not
'Cause
going to get
that's like an
6
option.
or 1.
No, but okay. Sorry, 3.
If
Like,
anything,
getting-
they'll trade the first overall for just a different.
That sounds very stupid.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Sounds like what the
they're-
Bears would do then.
Yeah,
Caleb Williams did. Caleb Williams also has been very adamant about I will not go to the Chicago Bears. So
Yeah, I'm excited to see that situation.
Oh, I
where they
thought-
draft
yeah,
him and
I
then
hope it
refuses to
happens.
sign.
I
It's going to
hope,
be
like-
such a good time.
I hope when the clock starts for them to be able to like make their pick, like it's 3 seconds in, and they're already like, "Yep, Caleb Williams." Instead of taking the full like 10 minutes or whatever, it's just an immediate 5 seconds in. Caleb Williams has been drafted by the Bears.
It does
And then
drive me
everything-
nuts,
so
a little
what
bit
happens
nuts
if
that
he-
they get
if
a
he
full
gets-
10 minutes at that point. I'm like, no, the first pick, like the draft begins, you have picked. You've had all the time. Everybody
Wait.
knows you're picking first. They can call you to trade. What's happening in these 10 minutes that hasn't happened in the last 9 months?
So if the Bears pick Caleb Williams
hmm
and he says, "I don't want to go to the Bears," what happens?
Well, fun fact: he gets drafted.
He gets drafted. What?
So what would happen is if they don't trade him for someone, he could not sign his rookie contract and hold out for the entire season, and then he re-enters the draft.
That sounds like
Next
a horrible
year.
decision.
Which would be really funny because if they are going to go that route, then they would have probably already traded Justin Fields.
Imagine
And so then they would not have a quarterback.
Yeah, but if they do that, does that mean they just lose first round pick? Like, is it just gone?
Yeah. Imagine though, they draft him, he doesn't sign, he waits out a year, and the Bears get the first overall pick again because they're garbage. And he's just like, fuck.
Son of a bitch.
Granted, his draft stock would probably
I would say he probably
plummet.
would. He probably won't be 1-1 at that point. He'd be
2.
yeah.
See, in hockey, you get once you draft someone, you get the rights to that player for 3 seasons. So if you don't sign with the team that drafts you, and they choose not to trade you, you sit there for 3 full seasons.
Wow.
Doing nothing. If you're under the age of 20, you can still play juniors. So like it's the level that I ended up playing in, but the level under like the AHL, you can still play there, but your rights are still held by.
Also, that's just what Google told me. I don't know if that's 100% true, but it's what it said. So,
When has Google ever lied to you?
That's how I got through a Gene Wilder book.
Worked out.
Yeah,
NFL teams cannot hold on to a player's rights forever, so he'd be eligible to enter the draft again the next season. So yes, that was true.
There we go.
Bears are going to make every single wrong decision.
All of their picks
They
hold
already
out?
have. They didn't fire Eberflus, so
That's
True.
true.
That is a wild one.
That is.
But also that would
true.
be like the 4th cycle of them drafting a QB, firing that coach the next season, and then having to hire a new coach, and then he drafts a new QB, and then they get rid of him again, and then they're just in this constant cycle of garbage. But I mean, hey, why not keep it going? Not
if
my
it's
team. I
working
don't
for
give a
you,
shit.
you know?
Yeah, you're having mediocre seasons sometimes.
Yeah.
You're still not having a 4,000-yard passer your entire franchise. So
Who needs him?
yeah,
That's so many. It's too many yards. It's just too many.
especially when it's a passing first league now.
That's
Yeah.
like what 40 football fields. That's a lot.
Come on. Way too much.
Yeah. Who needs that many?
We just need one.
Got to score once, man,
Yeah,
and then the
true.
defense holds everyone out forever.
I'll be honest
Ever
with
heard
you.
the phrase "defense wins championships"? Come on.
That's true. That is true. That's what the Bears did, and then it turns out
Yeah,
if you don't have an offense. It's
Yeah, it's like the best defense is a good offense, though. So.
Yeah.
Yes, the best defense though is not the Bears.
No.
Your
Well,
best defense is going to hopefully also maybe score you some points, and that's the only way you win if you're the Bears.
The only thing the Bears are good at is
that
doing
is how
the
they
Super
made
Bowl
it to the
shuffle.
Super Bowl.
The
By
Super Bowl
shuffling.
shuffle. Great time.
Yep.
That's
Great
the Bear.
time.
That's literally the peak of Bears.
That's
Like-
true.
Back in what was that, the 80s, right?
I think 85.
Yep.
Wild.
85 Bears. Chicago.
Parents
Please.
passed that on to him.
Yeah, I was like, please never speak in a Chicago accent ever again, Nick.
I love me some Chicago, Pat.
Pat? I thought you were
Pat.
for Packers. So it's like I'm so confused.
The goal is to look like Pac-Man.
The Green Bay Packers,
anytime
founded by
there's a
Curly
game where-
Lambeau.
So I'm a Rams fan, so like luckily like I've gone through my shit phase of where we were just absolute garbage throughout the 2000s and early 2010s,
Indeed.
and now watching someone else
And then they
still
went.
go
And then they
through
went back to
theirs,
Los Angeles.
yeah, and now we're good again.
And my family is my in-laws are still upset that they went back to Los Angeles. I have to keep remember. They're like they left St. Louis. They came from Los Angeles.
I
I
did not
don't.
know they came from Los Angeles.
They went home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
not
weren't
know
yours to begin with. You stole them.
some fucking owner was like, "Yeah, that seems like a good spot," and
What
it
was
was not.
the team that just disappeared in the middle of the night? What was that? Was that?
That would be the Baltimore Colts.
that
Or,
okay.
sorry, it was the Cleveland Browns who moved to Baltimore, became the Baltimore Ravens, but then the Ravens aren't allowed to have the history of the Cleveland Browns because they bolted in the middle of the night. But the Baltimore Colts also bolted in the middle of the night to Indianapolis.
Okay. That's fucking wild.
I'm excited to
So
see
the
if they
Baltimore
do.
Ravens, technically an expansion franchise,
Okay.
but were actually moved from Cleveland to Baltimore. And
But
the
they
NFL
didn't-
owners,
Correctly.
right? The NFL owners were like, "You can't move the team. you can't move the Cleveland Browns. And he was at, the hell I can't. And so he
folded
did.
the team and then started an expansion.
Yes. And then, so when the Cleveland Browns were reformed, the expansion version of the Cleveland Browns were given the history of the old Cleveland Browns.
We're always taught in Chicago suburban
NFL
high
school.
school. Yeah, exactly. That Saint George Hallis excised the non-believers and bullied the Cardinals into leaving for Arizona in the middle of the night at gunpoint. So that's what we're taught.
That is a way
checks
cooler
out.
story.
I like it.
Nick, make a movie about that.
Yeah, because I just have that
'Cause
talent.
you know how
in my
to do
back
that,
pocket.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you write it, I'll proofread it, and then I'll handle it.
I can barely write a D&D campaign.
That's true.
Fun
Hey,
for-
that's why we're giving you ideas. That's why Alex
Yeah,
and I are here.
Yeah.
Not you, Alex. Sorry, our other Alex.
I think
can
I'm
help
doing
him
a
too,
fine
though.
job of pitching ideas right now.
What was the stuff about Matt Stafford and then Jared Goff?
I believe one franchise felt like they could not win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff, and another franchise felt like they were
Could not
overpaying
win
for
one.
Matt Stafford, and so they gave them
traded them.
to the Los Angeles Rams. They gave
Who
Matt
then
Stafford,
used him to win a Super Bowl.
and then in recent years they've rediscovered that probably any quarterback could have won in that system
Yeah.
when the amount of talent around them. You didn't need
Yeah.
Matt Stafford, who couldn't beat the Detroit Lions with Puka Nakua. Come on.
It's true.
Also, everyone's always like, Kelly Stafford's so sweet, and I think she's annoying. But that's a different rant about the
I don't know
Stafford
if
family.
is.
I don't know shit about his wife.
We in Chicago we stopped talking about quarterbacks' wives after Cutler. That went south very badly.
Yeah.
That went
That was-
very
that was-
poorly.
Jay Cutler, that guy.
Yeah.
He has a podcast. We should all go join his podcast right now and see what he's
That
doing.
is-
Pop in.
Okay.
Do you have his IP?
We're talking about you. We wanted to first say
Jay, we just wanted some thoughts.
How afraid were you when you saw Brian Urlacher with hair? How terrified were you? Because I almost drove into a wall on I-90.
What a question.
I thought we were gonna continue on about like maybe asking about his wife, his ex-wife, but Nick doesn't care about that.
You
Nick has hairline.
No. We don't talk about
Nick's very
quarterbacks'
sensitive
wives.
about his hairlines. So
Hey, I've had this my entire life. It's never gone. It's never changed.
born thinning and die thinning.
When did everybody on this call have their first beard they were proud of?
It should be 2 to 6 months.
Right? I believe in you. I believe in you. You can do it.
Sometime in college.
Yeah, I think at the end of probably right after college was like the first one I was really proud of.
I've
I've had
mustache
facial
that I was
hair
pretty
since
proud
like
of.
my
I
freshman or sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
But I had a goatee because I couldn't grow the sides, so it was not.
Yeah, I when I was playing hockey still, like, and we would grow our playoff beards, I was lamb chops and goatee, and that
Attaboy.
like that was without shaving. Like that was just how it happened. I had like the big empty strips here, and so I always kept it cut nice and short. And then in college, I had the worst depression I've ever had in my entire life, and
Because
said,
somebody
"I'm
trying
not."
to make him read a Gene Wilder book.
Yeah, and I
he
chose
didn't
not
do
to.
it.
Yeah, I didn't cut my hair or my beard or anything for like almost a year, and just let everything grow out. And at that point, my facial hair was able to fill in, and it's been filled in ever since.
There you go. I love it. I've had more or less this beard since my sophomore year of high school.
You've been blessed with those
Yeah,
good genes. Yeah.
Those good Detroit genes.
that's right. Detroit
See-
person over here.
Yeah. I
Good
get
beards.
I get really upset because I like how like Jeff's
From all the
his-
oil from working on the cars. That's
Yeah.
how our beards grow.
Jeff's beard like goes up to his lower lip, and mine I just have like the soul patch and then the full beard, and I want to fill this in. But I'd take this over Nick's, which is he only grows
Highlight
hair from his
around it.
sideburns under
Give
his
you the
neck.
side profile. This is what
His
we're
face,
working with.
literally, we had a guest on one time, and they said, "What did you spray paint that on?"
Yep. Yeah.
Just highlight
Nick, are you
circularness of his head.
are you more of like the really good baked goods Amish or like the table Amish? The table making.
I'm definitely the baked goods Amish. Definitely.
That was,
yeah.
that was
we-
my
that's
guess. I didn't wanna-
No, that's because his fiance bakes goods. Before that, Nick was just a worthless piece of shit. So-
At least you're
Look,
bringing
man.
something to the table now, Nick. That's good.
yeah.
Hey, I could be rocking a killer mustache, but I can't
No.
no.
No, you can't.
It looks good.
No, it doesn't.
You say you could be rocking a killer mustache. You're already rocking a mustache because your beard does not connect to it. Like you already have
by
the mustache,
design.
and you.
Oh,
get
he's
rid
saying
of
like a
the beard.
killer mustache, like a good-looking mustache, not a
Yeah.
mustache one would find on a killer. Because I think he is rocking that.
He is rocking a killer mustache.
It
yeah.
kind of gives off French vibes, maybe.
The fact also
Like,
that,
Does
here's the thing. Well, because Nick's half Mexican, and I think all that half of
I'm
Mexican is
much
in
more
his
than half.
mustache. Okay, but all of your Mexican is in your skin tone and your mustache. Like that's it.
I think
Where
the
else-
mustache is
where
French in
else
the
would
way
it
that I'm
be?
like, maybe this guy has syphilis. I don't.
and you think the mustache is longer than it is? No, the edges just grow really long. He can lift them up. Like that's like a mustache that you can curl. Like it's.
I've done it before.
Yeah,
I tried
it's awful.
mustache wax
The
for a
worst
time.
part
Get that
though is
mustache
that
wax, shave the beard, just go lean in.
Dude, I'll have to run it by my fiance. Again,
Don't do
she'll
it.
say
Just-
no,
just
but
go
I'll
for
do it.
yeah,
Just
just
go
do
Go
it.
for it. Just do it. Okay.
It's better to ask for forgiveness
Maybe
than
when
for
it's
permission.
maybe when it's warmer and the air doesn't hurt my face.
yeah,
I've had to-
Chicago.
I've
That
had to
never goes
popping
away.
so much right now.
Yeah,
It is.
your
My-
face is
it stays
exposed.
So warm, dude. Like I'm warm. I don't have to wear a scarf.
Okay.
I exclusively shave off my beard for acting gigs when I need to
Mhm.
for various roles, and I've had to twice in the last 2 years for some History Channel gigs.
Oh,
Um,
what were you on History Channel?
In one episode, I was playing a poker dealer, and then
On
in a
what?
different episode that was on Booze, Bets, and Sex That Built America,
Okay.
and then on season 4 of Food That Built America, I played Oscar Mayer the Third.
Oh, I recently had to shave my beard off for an acting role as well. Didn't know that theater minor was going to come in handy there, did you?
It was.
But I literally,
I don't want
I
to
was,
brag or nothing, but who is your acting teacher?
Yeah, it was in Theater 101.
Boom.
yeah. Did you get that? Or-
Yeah, literally, I was PAing on this movie, and they needed a firefighter to run into the lead actor, and they were trying to find someone, and it's just a small indie film, and I was like, oh, like I'll do it. They didn't tell me I had to shave my beard at the time, and then it was the day before, and they're like, oh, and by the way, you have to shave your beard for this because firefighters don't have beards, so
true.
you can go clean shaven or a mustache, and I don't have a strong enough mustache to let it stand on its own. So
Having the confidence in your own mustache.
That's
No
fine.
mustache stands alone unless you're confident enough to let it.
Oh, I'll buy that. Ted Lasso.
Okay.
I was going to say Ted Lasso's mustache. Jason Sudeikis' mustache. That is, but he's confident in it. So.
Yeah.
yeah, so I had to go clean shaven, and I spent an entire day running into the lead actor, and yeah, it was great. I had one line, and it was oh, that was my line.
Nice. Very Midwestern.
Yeah, it was.
Very solid Midwestern. Oh,
Literally, we had it timed out, and I
Little
was
timid,
rounding
still.
around the fire truck as he was coming back, and I would run into him. He'd drop his keys, he'd yell at me, and I'd go, "Oh!" and then I'd like wave oh, I'm sorry, like whatever that is, like, but not like more natural, not like this.
I was going to say, I believe we spent a week and a half in that class talking about how to flail
was-
your arms
was
after
there a
being yelled
whole
at by a
week
lead
on
actor.
spent on-
So
Intentional bumping.
yeah. Oh yeah. How to properly ope.
Yeah, so I'm excited for my first acting role to come out.
Can't wait to watch that too.
Yo, my first movie is good though.
Yeah.
Look it up, Alex. Echo Boomers. It's actually a very good movie.
I'm looking it up right now, and we're going to
It's
spend the
on
rest
Prime.
of this time watching me watch this movie.
Okay.
We
Like
leave you
Shia
here.
LaBeouf.
I'm gonna go make dinner finally and stuff, and like you sit there and watch it. Don't say anything. Just
I'll watch the movie, but off of your facial reactions.
You've seen the movie, Nick.
I have not seen this movie.
You were. I'm pretty sure you were there when you watched it with us.
you were there when you
I was
watched
probably at work.
Mm.
I'm at work a lot.
Echo Boomers from 2020.
Patrick Schwarzenegger, yeah.
Rated R, directed by Seth Savoy.
Michael Shannon and Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Michael Shannon, who I know who Michael Shannon is, but is one of those actors that like I see his face and then I hear the name and I go, that's not the same person. We're talking about two different people here.
I don't know if I know who the hell you're talking about.
General Zod.
Yeah. Know what? Alex, same thing happened
Sold.
in real time.
Love it. Oh, Haley Law. Who was a jerk on this set?
I don't think anyone was like the people I worked with were all great on Echo Boomers. I didn't have an issue. Like literally, I would ask everyone what they needed, and even the director, if he was going to go, he didn't want me to go get him a coffee or anything. He would go get his own, but then would come to me like, "Hey, you're working with like, do you want me to get you something from Crafty or something?" Like he was like just a genuinely nice person. Patrick Schwarzenegger was also very nice, very friendly. He was an oddball, but it was very clear that he grew up around acting and being rich and the ultimate my dad can beat up your dad card. And like most of my job was to follow Patrick Schwarzenegger around though, because he'd wander. Like he would we were in Union Station and he would just go like the little shops in there and stuff. He would just walk over there because it's a lot of hurry up and wait. Mm-hmm. So we'd hurry up, get there, and then we're waiting. So he'd just go. And my job was to follow behind him and go, "Patrick, they're ready for you." Yeah, I've told him 3 times now. He's looking at sandwiches. And they'll be like, "Okay, well, let us know when he's on his way." And,
Flying Patrick to set.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I will say that that is the thing that I absolutely love about acting in film and television is I don't got to think about nothing. They're like, "Sit here. Do you want a sandwich? Great. I'm going to take you over to where the sandwiches are. You got your sandwich? Let's go sit back over here where you can eat. Great. Awesome. Hey, I need to go to the bathroom. Okay, let me walk you over there." I don't think about nothing.
That it's even as a PA, you don't really have to think about anything. I just have to know where things are at.
You just got to know the map.
Yeah, as soon as that happens, then it's just responding, and that's all it is. Yeah. It's so easy. I can be sitting there on my phone and know it doesn't matter because all I have to do is be able to listen. It's great. I was almost Patrick Schwarzenegger's stunt double. I don't know if we talked about it in the deleted episode, but I was almost Patrick.
Because I've never heard of that.
Go on.
Patrick Schwarzenegger. So on Echo Boomers, I was there for the reshoots. I wasn't there for principal, but I was there for all the reshoots. And 2 weeks before the reshoots, Patrick plays beach volleyball, in some competitive capacity, and landed on his arm and shoulder and broke his clavicle in his left shoulder, and had it all slinged up and stuff. But then, in 2 weeks, you have to be on set in a movie where you did not have a broken clavicle. So they had to take everything off of him. And then they go back and are looking at all of the footage that they'd previously recorded. And they're like, "Oh, so it's really unfortunate, Patrick, because you swung your backpack onto your left shoulder.
No.
And also we're dragging your suitcase with your left arm." And he's like, "That fucking sucks." So they went and they had just a light like a thicker textbook, but it was still light to add weight to the backpack, and then plastic bags to puff it up. And they had like 3 textbooks, like science textbooks, in the suitcase, so it didn't like bounce around while you're rolling it. And like just to make it as light as possible while still functioning.
Yeah, while still having enough weight to look like it has weight.
And I am 2 inches taller than Patrick. And at the time, our hair was similar color. They had the ability to dye my hair. This was like in February, so it was starting to warm up. And it's like the moment it gets warm, my hair starts to turn blonde. So and he has like the dark brown. So they had the capabilities that they were going to temporarily dye my hair brown. And we have similar builds. My feet are 2 sizes bigger than his, but we figured out I could still fit in his shoes, and I would just have to like wear my pants lower on my bot, like my ass would basically be showing, but like I could fit into his pants. And they were prepping me to be his stunt double, and they did all of the shots that you saw his face, and then the plan was that I was going to get into costume, and I was going to be Patrick Schwarzenegger for all of the like back shots and the shots of like his feet walking with the suitcase and stuff.
In shoes, 2 sizes too small.
Yeah, well, like I was just going to be there for all of the stuff that you didn't have to see his face in. And so we shot everything that you'd see his face in. And we finally got to the point and they were prepping, like getting me ready to quickly switch over. And they went and they were like, "Hey, Patrick, like, are you able to push through or no?" And he's like, "How much more do we have?" And they were like, "An hour of this B-roll stuff that we don't see your face." And he's like, "I'll just fucking do it, man." Like, and he popped some Tylenol and did it. And I was like, good for him, but I'm kind of upset because it was really cool to be. Yeah.
Tylenol,
Advil, one of the two.
Oxy,
Oxy, yeah. But yeah, I was
8-ball.
I was
did
upset.
An 8-ball.
He did a Heroes Forge of 8-ball, whatever the fuck you're saying.
Heroes Dose.
Heroes
Forge is where you make miniatures for D&D.
The Heroes Forge of an 8-ball.
But yeah, I really wanted to be a stunt double, but
the one 8-ball that can control them all.
Yeah,
it's just whoever can do the most cocaine and still live.
Yeah.
I feel good about hobbits in that scenario. I think the hobbits are going to win.
So Alex, because we've not talked about your work at all in this.
I mentioned my
episode.
Tigers podcast.
Yeah, okay. So when this episode releases in April, do you have like your upcoming prospects of what you'll be working on at that point, or what you hope to be working on?
Yeah, so in April, I will be getting ready to direct a musical called Amity at the New York Theater Festival in Manhattan. That show will go up in June 13th through the 16th, a little 3-show run there at the New York Theater Festival. It's a world premiere new musical with a guy, his name's Tony Tedeschi. He's 82 years old. This is the first thing he's written for the stage, not the first thing he's ever written. I actually met Tony, and this is great. I'm going to connect this all back to all my work. I met Tony because I was narrating the audiobook of his novel, Unfinished Business, one of the hundreds of audiobooks I've narrated at this point in my audiobook narration career. He saw my website, which hasn't been updated since 2020. And he was like, "Oh, you're a theater director. I've also written some stuff for the stage. Can we work together on that?" And I said, yes. And so we started working on a different show called Leaving Pleasantville. And then he also wrote Amity, and we've gotten Amity into this festival. So we're going to be gearing up to do that at the time. And then after that, in August, I'll be doing a show called $1 Million Quartet in Michigan. If anybody's in or around Turkeyville, Michigan, you can come. It's an all-turkey restaurant. You can come have an all-turkey meal and then see a great show about the music of Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, and
guys road trip.
Yeah, I was like,
granted,
you
Johnny
Cash and
have
Elvis
lives,
Presley,
but
I'll have a child at that point. But yeah,
bring them.
Oh,
we'll see.
It's a great show for kids.
Trip for
Is it?
boys and your kid?
It's about Johnny Cash and Elvis Presley. Is it a great?
I am
Great show
interested.
for kids. Great show.
Rickyville.
for a couple month old?
Got to start racing them right.
Oh, okay.
In Marshall, Michigan.
Marshall, Michigan. That's right.
Let's see.
Yeah, how far away is that now?
I'm working from any of the areas we go to. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Now we're up and
It's
cooking.
12 minutes from Firekeepers Casino.
Turkey, you don't know that.
How far away is it from the Church Brewery?
Oh, it is east of Kalamazoo.
That's true.
Oof.
So, yep.
Too far. Bring it closer.
Yeah, it's probably or
How would you like to perform this in Nick's living room?
yeah.
Great. I'll bring the cast. I'll bring them. I'll bring them
How
down.
many cast members?
6?
I'd say this is probably another 2 hours from South Haven.
Okay.
Maybe an hour and a half.
What's your favorite type of theater in terms of performance? Like from minimalist to like the improv style where there's literally nothing there, to all the way to full production Hamilton level. Like, what's your favorite to watch, act in, and direct?
That's such an interesting way to phrase that because I think that Hamilton is staged really minimalistically.
Oh, it's to Western Illinois.
Get
So
fucked.
Hamilton is fucking huge.
I like my favorite style, given no other constraints, my default style as a director is to veer towards what I would call magical realism. So where it appears sort of realistic on stage, but then we're going to transform a bunch of stuff and use it in weird ways that is not how it is normally used, where we've got 2 tables and various chairs and things, and away we go. That's probably my default. I love seeing very expensive, high production value shows. The couple of times that I've gotten to kind of start to play in that atmosphere as a director, that's also a fun time where someone's not saying like, no, money is an object here. You're like, no, let's do this. What if we did this? That's a fun time. I worked in an outdoor drama one time I worked there for 9 years. We had over 5 minutes of battle sequences in the show, very realistic battle sequences. Used 5 pounds of black powder a night, which is a lot of black powder for those that don't know. Black powder itself is not very heavy. So to use 5 pounds of it in a night is quite a lot of black powder.
Interesting.
And there were 9 horses in that show. That was a good time. So epic. I like epic, but I usually default to something that's, much more magically realistic.
I do recall in Peter and the Starcatcher at Western using boxes as ships. Really, the standout is watching the one guy dressed as a woman having sex with Logan on a box as it's being pushed around. That really ingrained in my mind forever.
That's a great image.
It was a guy
Really
with a
set
full
the scene.
It was a guy with a big beard, and then he had like the old lady like curly hair like wig, and then like a pink and white polka dot dress. Oh, it was something to see.
Fun fact, I actually saw that at Western.
Look at
Justin
that.
dragged me there for his. I think he had like a theater class at one point.
Yeah, he was English.
Yeah.
Also an English major. Our friend Justin had like 3 majors in college, and it's wild.
None of them linked together in any way.
Yeah, he had like an English major and then was in law enforcement, and his goal was to be a cop until he could retire and then be an English teacher.
Interesting.
Yeah, like what a weird thing that you like.
So he just wanted a career where everybody hated him, and then he was going to retire to a career where everybody hated him.
Yeah,
that's a bold move.
That wasn't really a problem for him.
Yeah, he is used
It
to
was his
people
preference.
hating
It was-
him anyway.
It's where he's comfortable.
Yeah. What's easier to write for, a show that is in one room or a show that you have to change set pieces around?
Like to actually like write the script for?
Yeah.
I would say probably something where you can move around, just because then you don't have to create reasons why certain things are happening in whatever room you're trying to stick to. Yeah, that's actually a funny. I'm working on a play right now where I have decided it's a unit set in a suburban kitchen, and there's a lot of stuff that I'd like to not happen in the kitchen of a suburban house, but there we are.
Is it like creatively challenging to figure out how to do that, or is it just annoying?
Yes, yeah, both.
Okay.
It is creative. It is annoying because it's creatively challenging, and you're like, oh, this is stretching me, and this is making this better. But I would rather just magically we're at a bonfire now. Good luck
Light the
putting a
kitchen on
bonfire
fire.
on stage.
You're not thinking enough. This was pretty easy.
Why do you think Cats works as a stage play but not as a movie? As someone who's watched the movie, I think it's fairly accurate to the stage play. I just
I think that you would have to say, you would have to get me to agree that Cats works as a stage play.
I do love Cats though. Like I love that play.
I think the reason it works on stage and doesn't really translate to film is that because on stage it is wildly impressive to watch people do incredible dancing, and it loses something on film because we know that you can do a lot of tricks on film to make things look impressive. But if I see somebody do a very impressive dance in front of me in the room, that takes it to an entirely new level. Like we've been watching people manipulate dance on film for decades at this point, and so like it doesn't feel as impressive or as exciting. And beyond the dance, Cats is not a good show. I really hate Andrew Lloyd Webber, so that's...
Oh, so you don't even like Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat?
No.
Oof.
Go Joseph.
Besides those two projects, then best film adaptation and worst film adaptation of stage things, musicals, plays, anything.
I think that Chicago is the perfect version of the musical Chicago, the film, to the point that I have almost no interest in seeing it on stage, because I'm like, the film just did it much better than any stage production really could. Fences is also great. So good. Worst? Oh boy.
Come on, say Cats.
I said besides those two.
Say Cats too.
I might say Phantom of the Opera. Like, the movie's fine, but it's the stage show is just so freaking cool.
I saw Phantom of the Opera, the movie, once, and
I say that as somebody who hates Andrew Lloyd Webber. I want to be clear.
Seeing Fiona from Shameless sing opera is really off-putting to me, because I saw Shameless first and then Phantom of the Opera, and I didn't know that she was an opera singer.
You ever listen to her Christmas album?
No, I don't think I ever. I don't like hearing her without the Chicago accent. Like, her regular accent freaks me out, so I don't want to.
Oh, but when I do it, it's a problem.
Yeah, because somehow the way that you do a Chicago accent makes it feel kind of racist in some weird way.
Also, if you looked like Emmy Rossum, you could do whatever accent you wanted.
That's true.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's
I heard the throat clear, and I really thought something was about to happen.
Look,
and I was so ready to shut it down.
Look, I liked her in The Day After Tomorrow.
Oh, she's so good in that movie. That movie's great.
That movie's really awesome. That movie, way better than it should be.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot about that movie that should be good, but it all comes together very well.
Especially
from Dennis Quaid to Jake Gyllenhaal to isn't John Voight in there?
I think he is.
I think John Voight's not, like the vice president or something. Damn, tomorrow.
I'm looking. I don't see him.
He should have been. Would have been a better movie.
Yeah. Outside of the list of projects that we've already named, if someone wanted to watch both the film adaptation and the theater performance of something, what project would you say you should see the movie first, and what project should you see the theater first?
12 Angry Men, both of them. Watch them at the same time.
Now,
that is a great movie.
I liked that movie.
Yeah,
The original, the 1990s version, awful, but
yeah. Original 12 Angry Men is incredible. I would say you should. Occasionally, this play gets trotted out. A play called The Front Page, great play, but the film adaptation, His Girl Friday, is so much better than the play. The play's great, but you should probably watch the play and then see the movie, because if you see the movie and then see the play, you're just going to be disappointed in the play. I think you should see Into the Woods on stage before you watch the movie.
that makes sense. 'Cause
The movie's fine.
I've never seen the stage version of it, but yeah, the movie's fine. Meryl Streep's in there for no reason. I'm not a big fan of Anna Kendrick as Cinderella, nor am
I really thought you were about to say you were not a big fan of Meryl Streep, and I was about to.
She's fine.
Lose
She's
my
great
mind.
in Mamma Mia. But I could literally watch Mamma Mia all day, every day, both of them back to back.
You want to see Meryl Streep in a weird role? Watch the HBO adaptation of Angels in America.
No.
Okay.
I remember going to the movie where she
That's
was
fine,
none.
but you're
I don't
missing
remember
Meryl Streep in a weird role.
Do you guys have any questions?
Nope. I just got a pee for the last half hour.
Jeff, based on everything that you learned about me in this hour and 19 minutes, what do you think I do?
like your everyday job.
Yeah, like how do I make money in this world?
It sounds like, I mean, probably audiobooks probably pays decent depending on how many you do and pump out. Directing probably fills the void of the rest, or script writing. I don't know which one of those you do. Probably both. And then I think being a Detroit Lions fan in this exact moment is probably what's really getting you through every day, even if it's not monetary.
What's getting me up in the morning. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, we did a good job, guys. We did a good job.
Yeah. Because we didn't intro very well this episode.
We did that the first episode.
That we don't have.
You have the
not
first
my
15
problem.
minutes. Pull the 15 minutes of the intro.
It's too late. It's gone.
Oh, you are an idiot.
He burned his computer.
Probably should at this point.
Anyway, well, thanks so much for coming on again. Second time in 2 weeks, Alex. We'll do it
See you guys in
again
2
at the
weeks.
end of the year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you will now just be
like-
we didn't get rid of Nick, we just added a fourth host.
Yeah.
But we will continuously talk to you about the same exact things every time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're now our group therapist. Congratulations.
When you actually start up doing when you start your football podcast that you haven't started yet, but we'll probably do and then end very quickly soon thereafter. Jeff, you don't know this. I was pulling up stuff. And I'm like, oh, there's 3 podcasts he started, and it's been a year since he's last posted an episode. His TikTok, he tried being a Disney TikToker for 3 months, and then it was over.
about him being an adult Disney person.
Yeah, man. I'm a Disney adult. We can talk
Forgot
about Disney for another hour and a half if we want to keep Jeff from going to the bathroom.
Next episode.
I just booked Disneyland Paris this morning, so let's go.
All right. Well, do you have anything to plug? Where can people find you?
Yeah, those podcasts seem important. You should probably
Yeah,
start
head
with
over
those.
to head over to the not updated and not quite up to date asfreeman.net. You can check that out. But you can truly, one of the things that I do that
What a way to
is still on the regular, is releasing weekly, is the Upflip podcast, where I interview entrepreneurs across all different industries about how they built their business. That's a great show to check out. And also the Michigan and Trumbull podcast, my Detroit Tigers podcast, will be back from hiatus when I'm not distracted by football.
It's like when I'm ready for
probably about the time Pitchers and Catchers report. So if you're listening to this as it drops in April, we should have a couple new episodes out.
All right.
No promises.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, thank you for coming on. And
Yeah, it was nice
working with
meeting you
us
for the
on-
first time. Yeah, I don't know about those two.
Yeah, nice
I
to meet you,
enjoyed
Jeff.
it as much as I did the first time.
Nick, great to see you again.
Yeah.
Adam, read the book, please.
We'll see.
Do
I
your
still need-
homework.
I need a legitimate report.